Can you hear it? This is major. Let me turn it up a little bit. You're welcome to photograph.
I appreciate that.
I am proud of it, and you're welcome. Okay. So each one of these is actually playing a chord of five.
Out on this one.
And
There we go.
so, in other words, I've got 15 middle C's, all ringing from 3 to 9 seconds, regardless of what I do. An organist makes lousy bell ringers because all you get is one strike. See where my hand is?
Right.
See? That's all you're going to get. Now you can tell that's minor now, and this is major. Let me take some of those off. That's too much for y'all. Then I can actually change it to major if I want to. Let's go major on it.
Oh, that's great.
But it's interesting. It's not for a weekend hobby. But we're actually using about 8,000 watts, which is 7 breaker boxes in your house. So I actually got to it on engineering, not music at all.
Interesting.
No, not really, because if it goes off, who's responsible?
Yeah.
That's why I said that I'd train an engineer rather than get an organist in here, an electrocutor.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've got to go downstairs and figure out what's going on.
Oh my goodness.
If it goes off. What is, you would love this, what actually happened about, I'd say 12 times a year I get hit by lightning. And of course this building goes snow white because it runs the building and then dissipates toward the tower because the tower is quartz. Right to it. That's when all the organists go back to the church. I'm not going to do that. But I just don't hold that metal door and the concrete at the same time.
Wow.
So if I don't ground myself, I'm all right. But you can touch it if you want to. It's not outside.
Wow. Interesting. So when you, because I noticed when you were playing there was a slight delay to what we hear out there, but you're hearing it okay.
No, I'm playing with the door. I'm playing with what's coming in. Because I could not sit in here playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and be with sound 380 feet swinging 7 seconds.
Right.
Somewhere along the way it's going to get in front of me or behind me, and then you're in big trouble.
Right.
So see, I'm calculating. I'm playing on calculation, not 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. Well, yeah. Right. And then you're insulated from what you're hearing out there in this room.
I keep, you saw how soft because I turned it up for you. I'm actually playing with outside, not inside.
Oh,
I could go to the Braves Stadium and play, and I wouldn't even put headsets on because I don't need it.
Good. Have you played at Braves Stadium?
No, because that's an organ.
Oh.
I have fun because a lot of times, well, you see, there's no comparison.
No,
you touch
it's
it if
unusual.
you want to.
It's so different.
But I get so tickled at them because if they've never touched it, they say, "What's the difference in an organ?" And that kills me.
Well, yeah. Well,
And a Carillon, I'll say about 8 million. Do you want? Oh, by the way, I did not put in the tower. That's another 1.5 million. Ah.
Yeah. And how have you been playing it? How long have you been?
40 years. I've been with the park almost 50 because I was with engineering 6 years before Herbie just walked out of it. And the manager of the park at that time said, "Mabel, we know you got the music," because I did study with Moselle Horton Young. I don't know if you know or not, but she was a honey. But I did have piano. But I wasn't interested in music. I mean, really, I love it and I enjoy it, but I like my engineering better.
Yeah, neat. I love that too. Yeah, I mean, I was interested in how it's connected. You know.
Oh, okay.
That's
Hand
fascinating.
me the white notebook and I'll show you.
Okay. Here, I'm going to set this down.
If you know how much.
Devious, even. My grandmother, she's 99.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm almost 99, not quite. I'm 94 on the boat, and my boss said, well, we'll stop that because you're not 94 yet. I said, no. I said, leave it alone because so many people come to see what a 94-year-old lady looks like playing.
Yeah.
Okay. There's my beloved John Klein that played it in the New York Fair. And he came and spent 2 weeks with me. This is the factory. It's gone now, unfortunately, in Sellersville, Pennsylvania. So these are American bells. Can you?
I got it, thank you.
Okay. The tower itself is speakers only. Can you imagine a 13-story stereo system? The day it came back was the rainbow, and I thought that was a good sign.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, I do go up there. Make sure the fellows are getting those speakers right.
That's great.
We have to go up in freezing weather because the Yellow Jackets won't let us up there.
Oh.
And believe me, they can be mean.
Oh, yes, they can.
This is actually, now you see the engineering. You see them in there? Can you get a good picture?
And this is below here, or?
Absolutely.
Okay, wow.
And the post over here and the railing is the room. You probably notice we're very dry in here. That's what I'm more concerned about, that for the instrument than actually the cool.
Right.
Because we got to keep it dry.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Well, you know with your piano, so you got
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is the lead bells, these are your counters. In other words, that is this. This is this. I've
Okay,
got both major now. This is a room downstairs. I actually have 3 racks of amplifiers. Not 3 amplifiers, but 3 racks of amplifiers. Now you can see the room much better. All this we have to keep going just so an old lady can bang on her bells.
I think it's fabulous.
It's fascinating.
I think it is too.
Neat.
See,
And you don't put your
love it.
hands here when they're wet.
Well, of course.
This is all solid state transformer?
Yes. Does that answer your
It
question?
does.
I had, and it was the cutest thing for Easter, I would get 805s. I could hit them, and I swear that lake would rise out there when I'd hit those 805. Now it just goes,
Yeah.
I'm not happy with solid state at all because I like the other.
Tube.
The console here is actually my preamps. We can take the tops and backs and all
Okay.
that. And that sort of you see
That's
is
what
my,
this is, okay.
Yeah. In other words, I touch a key. Preamps go straight down, tells it which one to strike. The little hammers now, as you saw, are about 1/3 of a grain of rice. Then we amplify them 1,000,000 times a bell right here. It goes under the sidewalk, which has huge conduit, to the 3 legs of the tower, up the tower to the speakers from 60 to 28,000. This, as you can see, is still the Donnie, my son, built this, getting hit by lightning. We have had 1 fire down there, and so he built this, and it will knock the whole thing off. Then I've got to go downstairs and slowly put 8,000 watts back on. We actually turn it, some call this oscilloscope, I call it a strobocom, which measures revolutions per second. And my son knows every harmonic on every single rod, so we can raise it or lower it with a jeweler screwdriver.
I'll be doggone.
Oh yes, it just keeps going, and more bell rods, and more bell rods.
Okay.
They're just laying on their side.
Okay.
Same as the others, they're just laying this way. The tower itself is all speakers, as I said, but you're gonna love this. That ladder you can see in the tower is permanent. Now, you've got to have a 50-foot ladder to get to the ladder.
Yeah.
Do you know any teenagers that are gonna come 50-foot ladder, 7 blocks to vandalize me?
Not many. Not these days.
You
They're
got
too
that?
lazy to
You got that right.
do something extravagant.
More speakers, Here's some of my horns. We're going on up. You can see how tall it is now. And on up, old, new. We're going on up.
Okay, this
The
was
tower
original.
itself is old ones, new ones.
New ones, okay.
Now, all those are fabric.
No. They're speakers.
Those speakers, yeah.
No, they're not. These will last about 6 years.
Okay.
No, they
So
just
metal
really.
diaphragm.
No, listen. The speakers back in 1962 was $60,000. See, I'm an expensive chick.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Always remember that. I'm an expensive chick. This is the box speakers. This is called from the factory. What they usually do is they take the whole Carillon upstairs and downstairs, take it to Sellersville, work on it 4 months because there are tools up there. Then they fly me up there because I'm so cute. I've been around these bills so long. They fly. Excuse you. I hope you don't have a cold.
Yeah.
Please, if you've got a cold. I'm just getting over that horrible virus. I'm clean. I'm clean, but I'm telling you, the pills you hallucinate with them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You float and that's the cheapest drunk I ever had. Let me tell you.
Never interested in music.
You don't walk, you float. You float, you know. And you think about all these things 35 years ago you didn't do. Anyway, they fly me up there, they get all the harmonics straightened out, then they bring it back and install it. Takes them about 10 days to get it all back together because they got to put all this back too.
I'm surprised it didn't take longer.
Well, they're pretty well organized. They do a lot of it in the factory. See, they can just bring the console in once they have the whole thing. The wood, I want you to feel that wood. Can you tell it's Amish? No sanding,
smooth.
no finish, Amish. He worked on it, they said, the whole time. Isn't that gorgeous? I
Is that
don't
walnut
know.
or
Huh?
is that walnut?
It's
Looks
walnut.
like, yeah, walnut.
So if you plan on swiping it, you need an 18-wheel.
Yeah. Or a really big elephant.
It is expensive. I get so tickled too because you know what a reverb on it is?
How much?
Yes. It's gone 4 months now, remember, with highly skilled engineers.
250,000.
Right on it. You are good. You are good. Man. See, you knew I was expensive, so
Yeah,
you was
I knew
helping me,
expensive.
you know. But
So how did you come into doing?
engineering,
Well,
darling.
I know that, but I mean, how did you find yourself here?
Well, I was a harpist with the symphony.
Oh.
And so I knew the music. I did not know that I had 13 sets of harmonics. I was working in the park, I'd been with them, and they knew that I wasn't late, I didn't lay out, all this. So rather than take a chance on somebody they did not know, they said, okay, Mabel, if you are willing to take it on, and of course, in your late 30s, early 40s, sure, piece of cake. You know how much you learn between 40 and 50.
Yes, ma'am.
So anyway, I said, well, I'll try it. So they flew John Klein that you saw there on the front. They flew John Klein down here, and he spent about 2.5 weeks with me. And he said, all you need to do is work. You know how to transpose the music now, just work. And left me.
Oh. And so you had to sit here and figure it all out.
And how many shifts were you doing at that point?
Hmm?
How many shifts were you, how many performances were you doing?
Well, same as now. There's a trick to that too, and you're going to laugh. John said, I only know 12 songs. He says, you don't need to know. He said, the first concert, do 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. The next one, do 10, 8, 6. And they'll never know that you don't know but 12 songs. And he said, then do 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. And he said, you can keep them fascinated forever. But you've got to want to do it, you really do,
yeah.
because it has moments, let me tell you, it has moments.
What a gift you have. Thank you for doing it.
Yeah. It's
You get
fascinating.
about one raise every 30 years when you work for the park, do you?
Yeah.
Oh. So you're doing it for love, for sure. Yes.
Wow.
Well, that's the
So
musician's
you're about to do
life.
one more raise then, sounds like.
Well, no, then they might see how old I really am and
Yeah.
retire me, you know, so I sort of sneak
Yeah,
down here,
there
you
you
know, and just let the
Aw.
music go.
Well,
Mind if I
it's
get a
really
picture of
fascinating.
that gentleman too?
Oh, John, my beloved John,
Your
he's
beloved
gone
John.
now,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So
But
he
he's-
played in the
he was the
World's
one-
Fair?
He did. He
Oh.
went and played the Carillon, you will love this, in the Salzburg Festival.
Oh, yes, in Austria.
Right, he played and won it for 5 years straight, and he was embarrassed and wouldn't go back.
Oh,
Hmm.
my.
His feet moved as fast as his hands.
Yeah, that's always fascinating to watch.
But there
Everybody's
again,
in
see,
the
he
organ.
was engineer first,
Okay. And so did you get your degree in engineering too?
several of them.
Oh, my goodness, okay.
Mhm. Got one in advertising art before I learned, you know, that I wasn't gonna eat good if I drew apples. And then I went into technical drafting and that technical engineering. And at the time they hired me, we were building. And then I had another one in architectural. So I mean, you know, I was just. So anyway, we built. They've torn it down now, but we built Lakeside Center. We built the pro shop. We built the campground, the little golf pro shop over there.
Okay, wow.
And we had to clean up the riverboat over here, and I think termites have got it again.
Oh my.
Yeah.
And you were a harpist with the symphony.
Yeah.
Yeah, no biggie.
No, I
Oh.
studied that time with Margie Griffith, and whenever the symphony would need harps, she could bring 13, and that blew the mind of the symphony, you know, and she had a moving van, would move 13 big harps.
Wow.
And they just went,
Imagine.
as the harps kept coming in and coming in,
Blown
they
away. This is really amazing.
It's very sweet of you to indulge us. Thank you
Oh,
so
listen,
much.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it. Anybody that's listened, boy, I'm a ham.
Yeah.